Dirty. Hey yo, Chino. Dirty. Yeah. Dirty. Dirty.
Play this record as frequently
Dirty.
as possible.
Oh, dirty. Yeah. Dirty. Dirty.
Perfect.
Me and my niggas get dirty. When any of these niggas wanna get delirious like Eddie Murphy.
Oh, Hercules.
Ain't showing that kitty no mercy. Fuck the 3 exes, no one neglected. Brother the turkey. Yeah, brother the turkey,
All right.
Welcome back, Royal Nation, to another installment of Royal View, where we get a better insight of each king and queens behind the scene. I'm your host, Chino Royale, baby. I'm here with what's your name, sir?
Stefon Whitaker.
Mr. Whitaker. How you feeling today, bro?
Man, I'm blessed, black, and highly favored, busy, and I feel good, man.
There we go.
Relaxing day off.
I like that answer. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But go ahead, for the fans at home, elaborate on who Mr. Whitaker actually is.
Yeah, so I'm a film director, screenwriter, film producer,
Okay.
filmmaker, artist, creative, black man, black CEO, and founder.
I
of my
never knew
production
any of
company,
that. Black man.
SW
Black.
Films.
What?
Indiana kid in the Bay Area world.
Hey,
You know.
stand up.
Yeah, doing a lot of cool stuff, man. Creative, all around creative.
Well, that was a lot that you said. I don't know if the fans did. You know? I know. Man, they don't know. But hold up, let's unpack some of that real quick.
Yeah.
How'd you even get into film, bro?
Yeah, well, there's a few different kind of paths that led me to doing film. I mean, from a young age, man, I've always been writing stories. I'm talking about like 2nd or 3rd grade. I was writing different stories, kind of based off like anime type stuff. I was really into like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Inuyasha.
Dragon Ball Z. I can't.
Yeah, I was having all those different video games too, like Sonic the Hedgehog and like, all those kind of cool, like Ratchet and Clank, all those different types of games. And I started like writing my own little anime series. And then as I grew older into it, I kind of got into sports, so I kind of stayed away from doing like writing a lot of stories. But then I always like grew with like having cameras. My mom would always give me different camcorders and stuff, and I would just start filming random shit on there. Like I remember the very first camera I ever owned was this Hot Wheels camera, and you had to like put a VCR tape in the camera. Yeah, and I could film on there, and literally
for the kids at home, don't mean to interrupt. For the kids at home, a VCR is an actual tape. If y'all don't know, that we put into a bigger box and press play manually.
It was crazy, man.
Just had to elaborate.
Because it was wild. I had a show called Stefon's Most Hilarious Shows, and it was dumb as hell. I would just go and like annoy the hell out of my mom, my dad, and my brother, just filming dumb little shit I thought was funny. It was crazy, man. But I mean, then, as I got older, I kind of was like, man, I really want to do this as a career. Like, went to film school at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida. That was really a really dope just process and experience, starting it out. And then of course I always say it, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So like Godzilla is actually one of the number one reasons how I started. I just watched a lot of the behind the scenes of like a movie called Godzilla 2000, and even the old 1954, the very first one. And a lot of that shit just made me want to make movies, man. I wanted to make crazy movies, cool, just drama, all different types of different stuff. So it all kind of just, created that.
Side note though, do you really believe Godzilla can beat King Kong?
Absolutely.
Bro, hush your mouth. This interview is over.
Absolutely. Look, I don't want to spoil Godzilla versus Kong for anybody, but if you watch the movie, then you know exactly how it goes down. You know, that's all I
Enough
gotta
with that
say.
black blasphemy that you try to put onto the public. Enough with all that. But
Uh,
man,
Godzilla
you
all
said
day.
I heard you say you're from the fort, man. What made you want to go all the way out to the Bay Area? I mean, obviously the whole Hollywood and whatnot, but like, is there like another reason besides that?
Yeah, so I'm born in Fort Wayne, raised in Angola, Indiana, and when I graduated from film school, I came right back to Indiana, right back to Angola, and started just working on, just trying to get my feet wet in the industry. So directing and shooting music videos, trying to get commercial work. And then, as I've kind of gone along, like from film school, a lot of my friends, they went out to LA like instantly. They all went out to LA, started working on different things. And, I was like, well, I don't really have the funds to go to, go straight to LA. So I need to just kind of chill out in Indiana for a while. But then I have a cousin, shout out Hilton Day. He's a first assistant director out in the Bay. He's worked on projects like Last Black Man in San Francisco. Sorry to Bother You. He worked on hella different shit. But him being out here, he's my mentor. So he's kind of like taught me how to move in this industry, especially as a black man in the industry. And he's been working in the Bay for about 10 years or so. So it was kind of right to move out here to kind of get a piece of his network and build up on my own. And that was the main reason why I came out to the Bay. But as coming here to the Bay, for work, the lifestyle and just the energy here, man, is very different. Like it definitely feels like home already. You know what I mean? Like I love the energy. I love the people. I love the culture. It's definitely cool. Definitely. I haven't worked in LA, Hollywood yet. I've worked on Hollywood style like productions and stuff, but I haven't been out towards that way yet. But that's the plan this year to go out there and work.
I'm not saying that the fort can't be accepting. I'm just saying like places like LA, like the coastal areas in Cali, Miami, New York, Atlanta are just more embracing when it comes to like those scenes in the entertainment industry. And I definitely get it.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
most people don't even understand until they actually do it, because most people get like scrutinized for being like, oh, you left the city, oh, sell out. Like, just like, bro, you don't understand, bro.
It's crazy. I think people who think like that, they already are stuck in a hamster wheel for themselves. So it's like, I think those places such as like Oakland, for example, like I do a lot of stuff out in Oakland, and there's a different kind of culture and environment here. People really like fuck with each other's like work. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people support each other. And I feel like that's the issue with some of these more smaller places where art isn't the main focus and isn't the main, like, people don't always put their profit into the art in a place like Fort Wayne. So it's like because of that, it kind of makes it tough for a lot of people to want to support each other. People want to kind of, they want to hold the crop for themselves and not really share to, to make a bigger profit for everybody. So,
true.
People got to learn that. People got to learn it.
Getting into all the other stuff is there a specific event that, or maybe just something happening that you might come back, who knows, to Fort or like Indiana? I know we were talking earlier about how you probably have some more people wanting you to come back out here. Like, do you have any things coming up?
It's funny, man. Like, I am coming back to Indiana soon to work, but I am limiting a lot of my production, my productions for Indiana. So like, I'm probably not going to be, I'm always going to direct and shoot music videos, but I think I am going to stop shooting music videos in Indiana, just because the budget for a lot of stuff is very small, like this.
True.
Me as a filmmaker, my production company, SW Films, and working freelance out here, like this is my career. This has been my career for 5 years. This is how I make my living. You know what I'm saying? And I've made a lot of good money out here just this year alone. So like, and it's expensive out in the Bay. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got to make sure that like, whenever I come out to Indiana, wherever I go, I got to make sure that I'm bringing enough back for myself and making sure I can take care of the bills and business as usual. But ultimately, the biggest goal though is I do want to have my very first feature film directed and written by me in my hometown in Angola, Indiana, and the script is already finished. I just need the money. I just need the budget.
Right.
And, yeah, man. So that is the one thing I think eventually when I can bring that back to my hometown, that's gonna be some big shit, because my hometown has never they've only experienced the shit that I've done before, but I want to bring something bigger. I want to bring real production of at least like $300,000 to $500,000 type budget back to my hometown. I think a lot of people would appreciate that, not just in Angola, but in Fort Wayne. Just to give back to the city, and also just, you know, interest more people in wanting to be filmmakers and work in the arts. I feel like there's not a lot of people in Fort Wayne or Angola who want to do this shit seriously.
That's beautiful,
And
man.
yeah, you
That's
know,
beautiful, bro. I mean, that's the same with like a lot of things, though. I mean, besides like rappers and singers, like I haven't known like a lot of actors like trying to come out of here or anything,
yeah,
especially like male anything. Like me being a male
yeah,
model is like I had somebody else hit me up the other day, and it was just random. It was like a female photographer, and she just goes like, "Hey, I'm trying to do like this male actual shoot, and was wondering." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm totally down." I'm like, "What made you like want to come for me?" And she's like, "You're pretty much like the only dude out here doing this." Like,
yeah,
and I'm just like,
right.
"Oh, all right, cool,
Yeah, honestly, I think you're the only one that I've seen in Fort Wayne too,
bro."
who's like
Like
actively doing it.
for the longest time, like when I would pop up at studios, I remember specifically going into this one studio called LF, and I was interviewing people. And as soon as I walk in there, I'm like looking for somebody. I'm like, "Hey, is so and so here?" They're like, "Yeah, he's over there." And like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Chino." They're like, "The modeling guy?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, but I'm here interviewing somebody."
Right,
They
yeah.
just like, "Oh, didn't know." Like I was just known already from just my photos, but cool.
Exactly. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Like people recognize you from these different things that you've done, from like the modeling, the music, to the interviews. It's crazy because I actually, you know, I released an album back in 2019 called No Sweat Pimp. And that was a really big process, man. A lot of people kind of almost forgot for a second I was a filmmaker. I'm not a rapper, but I can definitely do it. And I will say it, I think I'm a better rapper than a lot of motherfuckers. So
I mean, I smell a track. I smell some tracks get ready, platinum track.
you
Kendrick
know
and
what I
J.
mean?
Cole's drop that has nothing coming out compared to us right now. I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, people, it's cool to have just these different multifaceted, you know, talents and skills that we got, you know, and
Facts.
people will recognize you from all these different kinds of things. So, but a lot of people, of course, recognize me as a filmmaker. I mean, SW Films, and you know, creating these different projects for clients and for my personal projects as well, short films and everything. Like those are what I'm trying to push out the most and be.
Don't
Uh,
undersell it either. You're a
yeah,
dope. Let's add dope to the beginning of that sentence.
yeah,
A
no, dope
dope
projects,
filmmaker.
absolutely. Dope filmmaker, all that shit, man. Like my slogan for my production company is every vision made with cinematic excellence, and
I like it.
I always want to make sure that I bring cinematic excellence to every single shoot, you know, and that people feel that from every single project that they get from me. So
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Well, I definitely appreciate you giving me the time, man. You know, from like directing that one Spielberg movie and like, you know, all this other stuff. I know Tyler Perry's calling you back on set, but hold on, I got one more question before we get on out of here.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
where do you see all this stuff going for you? A year, 5 years, man, it could be tomorrow. Like, what's the ultimate end goal of Mr. Whitaker?
You know, I want to get my production company SW Films to a high point. A production company or a distribution company that I look to a lot is a company called A24. They've done a lot of great movies like Moonlight, If Beale Street Could Talk. They've done hella movies. But I would like to get probably to that level that they create stuff and put out stuff. They always put out really high art type stuff, and I want my production company to be well known here in the Bay, well known in the world. I want my films to be to affect people. You know, I have a short film that's coming out sometime soon. I can't say when, but my short film called Black Rose Wanders will hopefully come out this year. It's going to be pushing a lot of film festivals, so be on the lookout for that. But really, man, it's just to grow my awareness, grow my presence for people, affect people's emotions through my work, and just continue putting out cinematic excellence, man. That's the whole goal.
Yes, sir. Well, we definitely appreciate you, man, and you definitely need to stay on your grind for real, especially from
Always.
what I've seen with America. Shout out, America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
Yes.
dope concept.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
For y'all at home, definitely run that up. America. Who was the artist?
YK Nate, Young King Nate, part of the Blackout Music Group, along with Celeste and Ray. Very good friends of mine. I shot their last video too, 522. So run it up, man. Definitely. Shout out to all those guys.
Run that up. But before all this stuff can happen over here, we gotta know where to find you, sir. Where are we finding you at?
Yeah, so you can follow my Instagrams. My personal Instagram is Arkel96. That's ARKEL 96. My production company page is SW Films Production. You can also follow SW Films on Facebook, and of course SW Films on YouTube and Vimeo. And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Stefon Whitaker, STEFON, no PH, no FAN, none of that shit. It's STEFON. Come follow me out there. Say what's up to me, speak to me. I always love connecting with new folks. So reach out.
Yes, sir. Like I said, man, I appreciate you taking the time. You stay on your grind, sir.
Yes, sir.
La-di-da-do, la-da-da-da, la-di-da-di-da.